This is Seymour Rocks from Down Under. Once again, I moved to make another movie as more methane data comes out. But especially I'm motivated by having seen a video made by Yale University and USGS, which is telling us, well, methane might be a problem in the coming future. In the future, it might even be a big problem. But really, there's nothing to worry about. You shouldn't get worried. You should just believe the experts. And of course, the methane clathrate bomb is just a myth, just a conspiracy theory. And without having any evidence, we can just believe every word that the experts say. Well, I might have a little bit of comment about that later in my blog. But anyway, let's look at the evidence. And I'm presuming with this that Nullschool is quite a credible source of information. So let's just have a look at some of the sea temperatures. So in the, well, I'm not quite sure whether this is the Bering Sea or not, but it's between Norway and Svalbard, and the temperature of the water down here is a very nice warm 5.9 degrees Celsius. And then around Svalbard itself, it says it's minus 1.6. So I don't know what that means in terms of ice, because we've talked before about the temperature which is needed for a mixture of salt water and fresh water to actually freeze, and it's lower than minus 1.6. I also don't know what the effect of a surface ice covering has on this data, whether it is to be believed on. But going by their temperatures where there is no freezing, here it says minus 1.6, 1.7, and then these warm areas like here, it's not quite as warm as it was, about 13.9, 14 degrees Celsius, and 10, 11 degrees Celsius over here. But given the actual temperatures that are listed, I just have to take for granted that this data is true. So I'm particularly interested in Novaya Zemlya because the data from CAMS, from Copernucus, shows definitely that there's methane, fairly large amounts of methane, and it seems to be not drifting across from the land, but actually coming up from below. So the temperatures are pretty much as I mentioned before, 0.1 degrees Celsius, minus 0.7, and then over this side, this is the side where all the emissions are, so it's minus 1.4 degrees Celsius, minus 1.7. So as I say, I don't know to what degree whether an ice covering that reflects the actual temperature of the ice, and I don't know what the quality of the ice is, but just through deduction I have to assume that there's something that's allowing the methane to come through to the surface. So let's just go from there and just actually have a look at some of the air temperatures. So it's quite cold. The air temperature is minus 25.5 and minus 25.3. So that is certainly going to be sufficient to to produce ice, and of course all the data shows that it's there. So on the other side of Svalbard, it's minus 7.9, minus 8.2. When we get off Svalbard, it's positive 4.5 degrees Celsius, whereas to the north it's minus 1 degree Celsius. So it's not terribly cold. But of course, once we get up into Siberia itself, oh no, minus 14.1. So it's minus 25.3. That's cold, but it's not that cold. So anyway, I think there was wait a minute, air temperatures. Yeah, that's right. So, and then it's minus 21.5 on land in Siberia. So that's probably enough to go on with. I'll be presenting this material in conjunction with some other data on my blog, so please refer to that, and the link will be in the description below. Okay, thank you. This is Seymour Rocks reporting from down under.